How's everybody's Saturday going? Ah. Let me get this on. There we go. What's up, D. Cole? There we go. There, it's working. What's up, your boy Juss? Felt so bad for Huey in that episode when him and Starlight did the naughty. Do you think it was consensual because he didn't know it was Annie or not? I mean, it's still a little bit of the I would say no. I would say no. So yeah, Huey's getting a pretty bad run this season so far, man. Yeah, he's been getting clapped twice this season after grieving over his dad's passing all in one. Yeah. Why can't he have any peace or rest for 5 episodes? Very, very true. Profile pic looking a little different today. I like it. Yeah, I had somebody sent me that little doodle and said I could go for it. So there it is. Absolutely needed to update it for a long time, but I absolutely love it. They wanted to remain anonymous, so it will be as such, but I adore it. How long has it been like that? It's just been maybe 2 days. Maybe 2 days. Not that long. Anything new happenings? Got anything fun you're doing? On the background, I mean, I did finally watch the Cobra Kai screeners, though I can't talk about it. That's new, and I'll say it's Cobra Kai. I had fun, regardless. I'll say that. I think that's obvious. But aside from that, is I beat Elden Ring, the DLC, after some painstaking trials and tribulations there. But other than that, not too much. Just more of the same. What's up, Apex? What's up, Biscuit Queen? How's my week been? It's been pretty okay. Oh, yeah. No, actually, another new thing. I finally, for the first time in almost 10 years, going on 10 years, went to the optometrist and got my eyes examined. And because I've noticed over the last year, particularly the last year, that my vision has changed. Like, I've noticed things being a little more blurry than they should be at a distance, so I finally will be getting new glasses after having this pair for 9, maybe 10 years. So hopefully I'll have my new pair in time for GalaxyCon, but if not, I'll have them after. So that's the hope. I wanted to try to get new glasses before I went to the convention, because it's been a little not hard to see, but straining. Like if I'm looking at all the chaos in the distance, it can give me a little bit of a headache because of the blurring. What's up, The Real? How are you? What's up, Beam Green? First time hearing your live for me. Hell yeah. Oh my god, the music's gonna make me cry. I love it. I mean, it makes me so happy. It's I love this tune so much. I wanted to try to change it up and do like a lo-fi of one of the Has-Been songs, but there's not like a looped version of it, so I don't know if it would play all that well. And also, I don't know how. Obviously, with the Hell of a Boss stuff, you can get away with a little bit more, but with the Has-Been stuff, like the music, not so much. So I was a little nervous about trying that. Just got back from the gym, so tired and sore. Happy Saturday. I need to go back, man. I haven't gone in like a year, and I'm still paying for it. What's up, Angar? Hope you're having a good day and a good week. It is. It's been pretty solid so far. I mean, work's sucked for a little bit, but all in all, it hasn't been too bad. What's up, Dirty Artist? What's up, Danny Masterson fan? How are you? You got a hard life ahead of you right now with that name. That's for sure. Homelander crying over A-Train's betrayal scares me even more. It's crazy, like, the world he believes he lives in. Been building up the courage to rewatch season 3 of Superman and Lois. You really kind of have to, like, mentally prepare yourself for that season. I mean, particularly if you've gone or been with anybody who's gone through all of that. With Hell of a Boss on a little break, which of the 3 current unseen sins are you most excited to see next? I'm dying to see Satan and see his differences with Lucifer. I don't know. I probably want to see... Yeah, I think I'm most interested in Satan to see what, like, how his personality, his design revealed from the shadows, and see what all the hubbub is from the Wrath Ring about their royal or whatever. I think that'd be interesting. Homelander going to be like A-Train. I've always been nice to you and respected you. What's up, Dion? How are you doing? How are you, D? What's up? What Lucifer scene and has been solidified your belief in being a Lucifer fan? I mean, for me, like I like his introduction with the duck thing threw me for a loop. Completely disarms you and gets you ready to, like, okay, this is a different take, that's for sure. Not exactly what it seems like he's been built up to be from, like, the way Charlie talks about him. So, like, the more he comes in, you can see how damaged he is and how distance he's like how he's manufactured this distance, and like his there's a lot of depth that comes out of him real quick. But it is, for me, more than anything, like, that song is the moment that, like, rooted me wholeheartedly in my love for that man. Like, it's still my favorite song from both franchises, both series, is More Than Anything. What's up, Tari? How are you? How many of the DC animated films have I seen? I've seen almost all of them up until what was the last one I saw? The Long Halloween was the last new one I saw. Prior to that, I think the only ones I hadn't seen was the Wonder Woman Bloodlines and Gotham by Gaslight. I think those are the only two. Up until that, I had not. I still haven't watched even to this day. But pretty much everything else I've seen. Like rolling all the way back, even like throughout that whole spiel. Homelander crying because A-Train betrayed him is ironic. A little bit, yeah. The lack of hell of a music on Spotify is actually so frustrating. You just have to rely on these YouTube playlists that, like, upload this stuff, man. It's kind of frustrating. What's up, Rhodes boys? How are you? First time on the live? Hell yeah, welcome. How are you? It's funny, I watched My Adventures with Superman Season 1, and then your reviews pop out on my computer screen. It's like a sign from the universe. Sometimes it just be like that, man. I'm really excited for tonight's episode. But yeah, then we have the finale next week. We'll see what happens, man. Huey got violated by Ashley and Shapeshifter. Justice for Huey. Yes, indeed. Right there with you. My favorite Ranger is Ninjor. I wouldn't count Ninjor as a Ranger. He's not really a Ranger. He doesn't morph. He doesn't transform. He's just a being that created the ninja coins. Well, I mean, to be fair, the coins, period. But still, I personally wouldn't qualify him as a Ranger. per se. Do I use any products in your hair? Your hair is legit goals. Oh, well, thank you. I mean, I just shampoo, man. Like, I just L'Oreal Revive. that's it. No conditioner, nothing. I blow dried it. Like when I'm pressed for time and I can't let air do its job, I might turn on the blow dryer for a little bit, but that's kind of the end of it. I mean, like, there's been a couple of videos here recently. I put some like styling cream in there just to kind of get it out of my eyes, but otherwise I just default to this. But I gotta let my hair breathe every now and then. So let's see. Rune. First time over here. The atmosphere seems nice. Welcome. Yeah, I try to do this every Saturday and just chill. No set topics or anything of the sort. We may bar certain topics if something is too fresh, like a movie just came out like the day before. I might be like, hey guys, if you've seen that movie, don't talk about it. Or at least don't talk any spoilers. Aside from that, everything's pretty much fair game. I just try to read chat, try to keep up. Sometimes I go on a rant and fall behind. I know we've been an hour behind on messages before, and it can, but it usually works out. What's up, Jazzy? Your Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. episode cracked me up. Your face when you found out about Andrew was golden. Yeah. What the fuck? I mean, like, I thought it was a little interesting that he was getting so much more screen time, and then I was a little confused by why he was just kind of creepily standing. And while I guess, like, for a point, it could be just because, you know, he is kind of the therapist there, and he's there to evaluate them, but, like, the music cued with the cinematography in that moment where he's, like, just observing over the doppelganger lady. I don't know her name. The one that creates the shadow clones. I don't know, it just felt a little ominous. And then, you know, he's hunting, you know, Inhumans, and Daisy's right there, unconscious, and he just, like, walks off. And then the end, man, it's just fucking wild. Like, it was that. I could be wrong. I mean, I could be wrong, but it seems like so in your face. The twisting in the last episode was insane. Yes, it was. Did I check out the trailer for the third part of Bleach 1000-Year Blood War? If so, what are your thoughts on it? The animation looks sick, and I love the focus on everybody's Bankais, because we're going to be seeing a lot of Bankais. There's also some anime exclusive stuff that they are introducing, because there's definitely a couple of shots, and I heard there's a full fight that wasn't in the manga, and that where they've tried to be a faithful adaptation of the manga up until this point of the fights, now they want to see if they can exceed that. So I think I don't know, it looks gorgeous. I think it's they're shooting for the stars, and I think we're gonna see some fucking wild stuff in this new section, because the anime is doing a lot of work and making what was a really boring ass arc to read. I've talked about this in my reactions. I didn't enjoy this arc at all when I read it, but watching it, it's like a wholly different thing. Let's see. What's up, Hemo? I've been listening to the background music almost every day. Hell yeah. Can I play Roblox? I mean, I can. I don't want to. How is Sam supposed to stop the Red Hulk? I have no fucking clue, man. I have no idea. But we'll see. The hype for Deadpool and Wolverine is driving me crazy. I'm in a tough spot, because the day it comes out, it's the weekend of the GalaxyCon. So, like, I could see it Thursday. However, I have an appointment for all the cats at 4:30. I have a 5-hour drive that evening to go to Raleigh. Like, I won't be able to see it that day. And I don't know if I'd be able to see it that weekend down there, especially in the city, because that'd be real hard to get into a showing, I would presume, especially because it's not that difficult here because we got a small population, but like we're all somewhere else where there's a lot more people. So like, I don't know if it's going to be doable. So I'm trying to figure out what to do about that, because last thing I want to do is be at the convention and get like spoiled on something or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, GalaxyCon, unfortunately, as well, is also the same day as San Diego Comic-Con. So I'm not going to be able to react to any news from San Diego Comic-Con. Yeah, 25th to 28th. Yep, that is the weekend of GalaxyCon. So I'll be there. So none of that. So I'm going to have to avoid all of that craziness until I get back. Should we be scared for the season 4 finale of The Boys? I think we probably should. Especially with the way Annie and Butcher were both left at the end of last episode. Have I seen the trailer for A24's Heretic with Hugh Grant? No, I have not. Might have to check that out. Can't wait for Alien Romulus. Fede Alvarez is going to do great. I hope so. I need a good Alien film. Because one has not existed since Aliens. Not for me, personally. Quick question. Which MCU Iron Man is close to the old suit from the comics? And in Hell of a Boss, what do you think is happening with Blitzo and Stolas? And do you see two demons as Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn? I mean, the closest to the suit from the comics at least my familiarity is just the very first one in the first movie. So as far as what do I think is about what's happening with Blitzo and Stolas, that's something that would gum up the works of this live stream if I went into it too deeply. They are going to end up together. Blitz is getting what he needs to face himself and do better. Stolas is still being a blind little diva. As much as he needs this in his own right, he needs a wake-up call real soon, and I can't wait for him to finally realize what he's been doing. Either way, they will end up together, and I will be a happy little lad eventually. Do I see them as Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn? Not in the slightest. Because those two have a current healthy relationship, and honestly, it's been healthy since it began, so not exactly comparable. Love this shirt. Thank you, thank you. Doing good, love your content. Well, thank you, Rhodes. How did Huey not know that wasn't his Annie? Like, bruh. I mean, how would he have known? Weirdly enough, she was aware of conversations she wasn't present for, so I'm a little concerned about that. What's up, Ronan? How are you doing, man? I meant that Ninjor was my favorite character. Fair enough. That's not what you said. I'm just giving you shit, Apex. Honestly, I'm smoking mad hopium, but I would like to see the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse in either Has-Been or Helluva, especially with Death and Grim Reaper. You know, that's something I haven't actually thought of. You know, they would be... I mean, theoretically, they would be characters, right? I'm hoping... My big hope is that we'll see the Angel Michael in there. And that's a bias of mine, because that's my name. But, I mean, obviously, like, in biblical lore, he is the angel whose armies, who led the armies of heaven against Lucifer and his legions to cast him out. So, I think that would be a fun, necessary character to bring in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's fun, tongue-in-cheek, or whatever, I'd like to see what they would do with that. Can't wait for Goonish Ashley next week. Not exactly sure what that means, but sure. What's up, Michael? How are you doing, man? Have I seen the movie Fly Me to the Moon? No. If I've seen it, I mean, is this the more recent thing? No. If it's a recent movie and I've seen it, you would see a video for it. Any interest in playing The Last of Us on the channel if you haven't already? I do have a full playthrough of the second game on the channel. The first game I played to completion before I started doing stuff on the channel. I love the first game. I love it to death. And I think the second game is definitely overhated, but also it just for me didn't live up to what the first was. But yeah, I'm excited to see how they adapted in to what, 2 to 3 seasons once they kind of get into it for the live action show. My favorite Green Ranger, other than Tommy, is Riley from Dino Charge. My favorite Green Ranger, other than Tommy, is probably Trip from SPD. Or was that? That was. I'm getting them mixed up. That was. Sorry, Trip from Time Force. Who was what was his name in SPD? Yeah, I mean, he was also my favorite character in SPD too, though. Which is weird because green's like one of my least favorite colors too, but they, you know, some of my favorite Rangers, definitely. And the Green Samurai Ranger in Ninja Storm. So they watched Bottoms. I still haven't seen it. So what'd you think? It was hilarious. It was insanely funny. Like, wildly funny. What's up, Kat? What's your plan for you to get to 100K subs? Almost there. I don't know. I do not know. I don't have an idea what I might do. But I'm open to suggestions. I gotta say, I like Daisy this season. Dude, you like Daisy every season, don't lie. Have I considered ranking or making a tier list of stuff you've reacted to? Or at least some category of them? I've thought about it, but I'm not sure how to go about it. I mean, I am, but like, I don't know. Motivation's not there. It has definitely crossed my mind, especially doing like ranking and tier list kind of stuff in general. You know, I've done like top 10s and stuff like that for various categories over the years, and it's just, I find it a little tedious sometimes. But doing like a tier list might be more something I could probably vibe with a little bit more. What's my opinion on the villains being created via Kryptonian tech in My Adventures with Superman? To me, it adds personal stakes for Superman needing to stop them since it's his race that created the tech. I kind of agree with you right there, man. I don't dislike it. I mean, I like when things stand out from things we've seen before. And while it can feel a little like demystified to have technology be the spark for all of these other metahumans, yeah, it does tie things very intimately towards Superman, and I kind of dig that, because at the end of the day, he feels a sense of responsibility for it too. Cobra Kai returns next week. That it does. Get ready, gang. Get ready. It's gonna be, we're gonna have a lot to talk about. What's up, Haley? How are you doing? You got an ad. That you will. That you will. YouTube does ads on live streams. And you know what? It helps me out, so I just try not, I have it set to where it doesn't bombard everybody with them. Or at least that's the hope, but yeah, it's unbalanced right now, so it should be fine. I think we got a super chat, actually. Beam Green! You've been such a find in a tough time. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad you stumbled upon the channel, and I'm glad you enjoy what you found. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the super chat and for hanging out. Would you rather be chased by the Butts from Doom Patrol or the Demodogs in Stranger Things? Probably the dogs in Stranger Things. Because those butts, I don't want those things anywhere near me. Just get them away from me. I feel like I could handle the demo dogs. But the butts are a little like, I don't know. There's something crazy about a fang-filled ass running at you that I just don't want to cope with. Yep, GalaxyCon is the same weekend as SDCC. And the day Deadpool Wolverine comes out is SDCC. Such a weird day for that to drop, man. But I'm gonna see if I can get an earlier appointment for my cats, so I can maybe at least see the 3 o'clock showing, because I have that day off from work so that I could make the trip to Raleigh easier. So I'm hoping that I can rearrange their appointment to where I can see it before I have to leave, because that would be ideal. Also, your last episode of Superman Lois was funny. I liked how annoyed you were with Brainiac. Yeah, man, an asshole villain, especially a gaslighting asshole villain, will usually get a rise out of me, for sure. Somehow without Super Soldier Serum, he will, and I'm also human. But I could only beat Red Hulk by buying a baby plush of him and choking the hell out of him. Fair enough. Accurate. In the lives I watch, everyone's just spamming a lot of things. I mean, when you watch a live on maybe a bigger channel, sometimes it can definitely be like a bunch of screaming children trying to get the attention of their senpai and stuff like that. And, you know, it's just the nature of it. Because you kind of, it's certain channels you have to expect you're probably just going to go unseen. So you're just going to have people be like, haha, amen, amen. And just, throwing out whatever random thing comes to mind in the hopes that it gets seen. But we're small. We're small enough. At the moment, we don't have to worry about that too much. And I can usually get by just reading everything. With My Adventures of Superman Season 3 confirmed, do you think it will be a bit of a stretch to introduce members of the Justice League in this universe? I don't know, because they've been very adamant about not branching too far outside of Superman's sphere, and they have the first 4 seasons, the story mapped out for it. And they've said they really don't want to touch Batman. So I would imagine that if they start to do anything like that, it will probably be after season 4. But that's just my interpretations of their interviews up until this point. I heard that. Let's see how many I heard that as well. I don't think that this is true, but that Batman Part 2 cast would be revealed at San Diego Comic-Con. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff going on. I would presume this year. We're probably going to get, for the first and last time, Superman and Lois has a panel in Hall H of all places. So, I don't know what to expect this year. I really don't, but we'll see. Sam needs to find Hulk kryptonite. Whatever that is, there isn't really anything for the Hulk that I'm aware of that actually works like that. First time here, seems interesting. Love your reactions. Only follow 2 of the shows you're currently watching, The Boys and S.H.I.E.L.D. Well, branch out. We got some good shows. But no, I love The Boys, and I'm loving Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., man. I am surprised, wholly surprised with how good that show actually is. SDCC Prime panel will be nuts. Invincible has been Vox Machina crazy. Yeah, that's another thing, too. I'm sure we're going to get a bunch of news, especially for Vox, because the new season's not that far away. And I'm super excited for that. It's been a while since any Marvel project piqued my interest, but after that Captain America trailer, I have as many expectations as I have doubts, which is a good thing nowadays. That's kind of where I'm at as well. Whoever edited that trailer and cut it together, dude, kudos. They made a damn good trailer. I love the edits, and I love the use of the track on that. It was pretty fucking solid. Let's see. Excited for the final season of the Umbrella Academy next month. There's always such a long wait between seasons of these good Netflix shows now. Yeah, I mean, the strikes didn't help with that one in particular, for sure. And then just in the quality they shoot for the shows they actually give a shit about, you know, we end up having a lot of time for them to get put together and released. So, God, look at Stranger Things. I mean, that's a different scale, I think, than Umbrella Academy, considering those, especially if we use last season as example, like, those episodes were fucking movies. They weren't even shows by this point, and we watched a series of films. Like, it's a little ridiculous. But I'm excited to see what they do in this, how they bring this story to a close. In the Captain America trailer, where the White House was getting damaged, could that have been Red Hulk going on a rampage or fighting somebody? I mean, it could have. There's a lot of possibilities throughout the trailer. I did miss in my reaction that I guess there's a shot of Tiamat in a shot, which I didn't catch. I think it just kind of flew by super fast. So we're gonna be popping around. I think it's gonna be, I don't know. I hope it's an interesting movie. I hope it's at least entertaining, and I just want to be excited for a movie, man, from the MCU. Quiet Place Day 1. I still need to see that. I still need to see it. And this Longlegs movie, I've only seen posters for it. I have not heard a damn thing about it, and I have not seen a damn thing about it other than posters. So, I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I would die in Quiet Place. Got the loudest sneezes, and I roll around in my sleep and snore. I also snore, but I also, like, because of my reflux, man, I cough a lot. So, like, not gonna be okay. Allergies also, all 100% always sniffling. I'm gonna die in that universe. Late 2014, early 2015, man. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 2, Flash Season 1, Arrow Season 3, Castle Season 7, Gotham Season 1, Big Bang Season 8, Constantine Season 1. I remember it all. I was in my sophomore year of high school. Well, hell yeah, man. I was deep into college at that point. But those were wild times, man, when there was all these shows to watch and keep up with. Man, Constantine Season 1 is one I really wish they would have continued. It just came out on the wrong network at the wrong time. It's so good. Do you think some anime are better with the dub than the sub? And sometimes do you think the sub can be better than the dub? I mean, the two Veronica crew was dressed as Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn. Oh, I didn't know what you meant there. I didn't catch them, if that case. I saw the one dressed as Freddy Krueger, but I don't remember the Harley and the Poison Ivy. But yeah, I definitely think there are some situations where I think the dub is better than the sub. I like the Full Metal dub, and a lot better than I like the sub. It's one of the few, and same with Inuyasha. I like the dub better than the sub. But it just depends. It just depends, really. So yeah, I don't know. Sometimes one does things better than the other. Sometimes one does it better than the other one. I don't know. Most of the time these days, though, I just kind of watch the sub for everything. So I don't really. I haven't listened to a dub in a long time. I like Bleach's dub, but I'm also too impatient to wait for those episodes for 5 weeks. So I have definitely been watching the sub of 1,000 Year Blood War. What's up, Stixie? How are you doing? Not you posting ass like first in the Wednesday slot, but even I'm interested in your Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. reactions, but then I realized with my addiction that music cues in. What inspired you to create YouTube videos? lack of time and places to talk to my friends about things that we can't really talk about anymore. Like, it came out of this necessity about this desire and this need to talk about the things that I've been watching. And after a while, man, like, when you get older, it's not easy to just hang out with your friends all the time. And, with everybody getting into different things and all this stuff, like, not a lot of people were even watching the same shows as me. There might be like one or two we were watching that we were all watching, but like, for the most part, I was watching a bunch of shit that I had no one to talk about or talk to about. So that was the main push, was I kind of got tired of having all these thoughts about the shows that I was watching at the time and having no outlet for it. I see Chaggy, almost like Harl Ivy. I mean, almost because Charlie's not daring like Harley Quinn, because Cherry Bomb's a lot like Harley. Yeah, personality types are definitely not in the same vein, but there's a lot of other parallels that I think fit for those two, for sure. Devils don't fly, so you expect me to fall. Feeling sad for the next episode of House of the Dragon. I don't want to see Corliss's reaction. I know it's going to break his heart. I think it's going to as well, because especially, one, because he loves her, and two, because she was really pressing for him the importance of these decisions he needs to make, and he's just been not facing it at all. And I think he's going to be in a very rough spot right now, on multiple fronts, because of this. Went to Montreal Comic-Con on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Hell yeah, hope you had fun. In defense of Huey, the reaction with the shapeshifter was short, and a lot of other shit that happened after it was probably slipped his mind, like it did me. I mean, that's very true. That's fair enough. It's my favorite Red Ranger. Jason. I think Jason's like hands down my favorite Red Ranger. I have a insanely, intensely strong bias towards, Mighty Morphin, because that was my first Ranger set. That's where I started. That's where it all started, really. Not including, obviously, the Japanese Sentai and stuff like that, but like, I'm a day one MMPR fan. Like, first episode, the day it aired, I watched it. And so, like, a lot of my favorites stem and are rooted there. As basic as that may seem, I can't help it. I mean, that's where I'm at. So if you're, my favorite of most things are going to be found in MMPR. In Has-Been Hotel, do you think a soul who was killed as a sacrifice to any of the more powerful demons are capable of getting redeemed? Or even if they get redemption, but they can't leave hell? I would assume you would need to have your soul, have ownership of your own soul in order to leave. So I think like somebody bound like to a contract, like Angel would have to get out of the contract in order to resurrect in heaven, if that makes sense. That's just my theory. There's nothing about it that says yay or nay about all of that. Hold on a second. Alright, it's fine. Whatever. So like, I don't know. I really don't know, but I don't think, as far as like sacrificed, like if we're talking like somebody sold their soul or signed over their soul, whatever, I don't know how that works. I would assume it works the way I described it. Now, so I don't know if that's this, you're talking about the same thing where you're talking about killed as a sacrifice to any of them, because I don't know if we've even seen an example of that. So I'm not sure. Favorite Ranger has been and will always be Doggy Kruger, aka the Shadow Ranger. Dude, I'm not a huge SPD fan. My brother loves it. My best friend, he loves it. I've never been a huge SPD guy. So I forcibly do, because I try to have a favorite character from most of the shows that I've at least watched some episodes of. That's why Bridger in that season was probably my favorite, but I don't know. I just Doggy, man. He was just a big dog, and I was just like, what am I watching right now? Last Eminem song I listened to was Venom, so no. The last one I listened to was the what was it? Houdini, the new one that came out not too long ago, the new single, which I thought was pretty wild. Favorite Power Rangers show was RPM. RPM is heavily underrated. I liked it in concept because it's a satire of the Power Rangers format, and it makes it work really nicely. Favorite Power Ranger movie? I mean, there's only 3, right? I mean, that I'm aware of. Like, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, and what was it? Turbo, and then the reboot. I'm gonna have to go with Power Rangers, the movie, with Ivan Ooze. As problematic as some of the things in that are, not like problematic in that way, but like, you know, it's not the best of films. I mean, I just have such a soft spot for it. Was Tommy Oliver green, white, and red? He was green, white, and black. Green, white, red, and black are all the Rangers that he has been. He was the Mighty Morphin green, Mighty Morphin white. He was Zeo red, and he was Dino Thunder black. The theory for the end of Deadpool and Wolverine. What if at the end of the Deadpool and Wolverine, Deadpool brings Wolverine and his friends into the MCU and they become the new X-Men? And it's obviously possible. I'm afraid of Ashley being a Dom. The only way she isn't killed is if she replaces Firecracker. She stands up and motherfucker's telling him this is time. She won't end up like the rest. Maybe she could finally fight for her position back and get Homelander's ear away from Firecracker. Take her spot to save herself, but who knows? Blindwave did an awesome tier list. Some of the rankings were crazy to me. Like, they put Flash in D. Like, I know the last few seasons weren't great, but damn. I mean, and they liked the Flash, too. Like, they liked, well, for a long time they liked the Flash, but yeah. I did watch their rankings. I mean, a lot of the shows that they've covered a vast number of shows, a lot of which I still have not seen at all. So, like, it was fun seeing, because I skimmed through it for the ones that I have seen to see where they were putting them. So it was a fun, really long watch. I think my theory about the OG Xeno has something to do with Romulus might have been confirmed. Yeah, I don't know. We'll wait and see. I want to be excited for some of this stuff, man. Like with every new Predator movie, every new Alien movie, but like, I've gotten so beaten down by so much of it that, you know, things like Prey was a refreshing surprise. That movie was insanely good. So I want something in that vein to revitalize the Alien franchise, and I'm hoping this one does it. And if it ties it back into the original Xenomorph, that would be super fun. Favorite actor who's played Lex Luthor? Michael Rosenbaum, hands down, 100% all day, every day. Hear me out. Gal Gadot as Jean Grey. No. Definitely not. Is nobody reacting to Sausage Party, Foodtopia, or what? I give 0 shits about whatever the hell that is. I saw the movie, and anything continuing that, I like the movie fine. It was a fun, haha, dumb movie to go see, but I don't need nor want more of that. So that's where I'm at. I don't give a shit about that personally. And this thing, well, I don't know what's going on with it today, but it is just spamming mid-rolls. So I'm turning that off. Like, I've never seen it. It's on conservative, but it's like spamming the shit out of it. So I'm just gonna fucking turn it off. Is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. part of the MCU? It is not. What's my favorite One Piece live action episode? Probably the one with Mihawk. The fight with Mihawk. Episode, what? 6, I think. No, that was 5, sorry. 5 or 6, because 6 was Sanji's backstory, his flashback, which was really awesome. So I think it comes down to either 5 or 6. It's a tough call. I might have to go with Mihawk because that fight was just badass. But Sanji's backstory, man, still just hits every time I watch that. Watch that back. Watching DBC Fusion Reborn, I noticed it fits Toriyama's OG vision of Gohan being the main character. Because in that movie / timeline, Goku and Vegeta are still dead, and Buu is defeated before even Vegeta. Nice, nice. Deadpool and Wolverine versus the Terminator and RoboCop. Who's winning? Wolverine and Deadpool would destroy those two. Like, it's not even a competition. You always throw me things that are just always a one-sided fight. What does mean no? Doesn't what mean no? I'm so confused. Anyway, what's up, Sketch? Hello there. It's Morbin time. How are you? So, did the glass deep broke kill the octopus? Because why does she die way well, I think you meant way too fast. She died so fast. Or was it lack of water? Well, I mean, the weird thing about that scene is, like, it sounded like she was suffocating, like not able to breathe, which earlier in that episode, she was on his bed for most of it for a much longer amount of time. So it was just a weird inconsistency in the episode. Like, it didn't make any sense why she died so fast after that. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see. What am I go? Acolyte. Dialogue is definitely wonky. In my opinion, Amanda's acting choices do not translate well, particularly the emotional beats. I agree on both of those. I don't think it'll get a season 2, despite the hate it's being watched. And that is true. Like, it's pulling numbers regardless. So who knows? Who knows? I'd like to see it. I think there's potential that is untapped 100%. I like almost as much as I dislike in the show. It's really weird. Like, there's a lot of great ideas. Execution has not been its strong suit so far. But I think there's potential. So I would like to see and hope that if they got a second season, the second season might be hopefully more strongly constructed. Because I'm interested in what they're exploring, the ideas. It's just, like I said, the construction isn't all that great. If you look closely back in Season 1, you can see blue veins on Livewire and purple on Ivo. I think their DNA was altered by the tech, and so they might be becoming true metahumans, no longer needing it. I mean, that's confirmed at this point, you know. Livewire doesn't need the tech anymore. Like, she just generates the electricity herself. Yeah, I mean, that's already confirmed. Ivo, it's a little bit more of a blurred line because he's more been assimilated by the technology itself. I'm not sure how that applies to Ivo, but yeah, it's definitely become one with him in some way, shape, or form. Did I see they announced that they released month for the Penguin for September? They still haven't said the actual date. Really? It's going to be that soon, but no date? Interesting. Yeah, anyway. Would you rather take Compound V or the Super Soldier Serum? Super Soldier Serum. You know, I think you got a lot of better chances of not getting like super fucked up by Compound V. At least you know you're just going to have super healing, super speed, strength, all kinds of fun little stuff with little to no drawbacks. Compound V is like rolling the dice, because for all you know, you could turn into a pig person, you could become, your skin could be inside out, but you can turn invisible. It's like just random as hell. You don't know what you're gonna get. You think Margot Robbie could be good as Rogue from X-Men? I mean, maybe not a first pick, but sure. Who's hyped for the Sonic movie 3? This guy, right here. I redacted a question not meant for you. It would get blocked anyway. Bolt Move has wrapped up the boys for a reason, which I was surprised about. I'm not even sure I can follow it till the end. Bold Move has wrapped up the boys. I'm not. Yeah, they did. I mean, they are deciding to wrap it up. I'm not sure what you're getting at the moment. I'm apologizing for not understanding what was going on here. One of the times I can't translate what I'm trying to allude here. Bald Move is a podcast that covers the boys. Okay. Has wrapped up the boys for reasons which I was surprised about. So they stopped covering the boys. I'm not sure I can follow it till the end. Interesting. I mean, I don't know. I don't know who they are. I'm not familiar. So I guess that's why I was a little confused, because I thought this was just misspelling a la Christine. And I was just getting confused for no reason. That's why. I don't have the context. Not sure if I can follow it till the end. Is that the only way you were keeping up with it, was through the podcast? Do you think we're going to get a trailer for Sonic 3? I mean, hopefully not that much farther away. I mean, we're definitely going to get a trailer, and maybe at SDCC, but I'm excited to see what. Either way, I'm really looking forward to it, because I want to see Shadow. Hair looks fabulous. Thank you, Impossible Case. Thought Starlight was going to Omni-Man the Deep for a second. Me too. Don't know how I'm feeling about Umbrella Academy. Part of me feels as if I've outgrown a lot of shows emotionally in the past couple of years. I still love 5, but I don't think I care. But I'll watch. That's fair. I mean, sometimes it just happens. No, especially when we're talking about how long some of these shows take to get made and come out. It's a long time to just kind of, one, forget, or let those feelings wane on a show. So I get it. Who could be a good Magneto for the MCU? I was thinking Bryan Cranston, but he could be a better Professor X, I think. I don't know. I don't know who I'd go with, to be honest. I don't know. I'm kind of drawing a blank at the moment. What if Sage joined the boys? I mean, who knows? She's had her bridges burned here. Maybe she will. I don't know how that would benefit her, though, but we'll see. I've recently seen interviews around the Acolyte, hearing them call lightsaber colors aesthetic. Basically summed up for me why the show turned into what it turned into. I mean, I don't know. I don't see a problem with that. I mean, it's kind of true. The colors don't mean what they used to anymore. I mean, that's been done away with. So, like, there's no, as far as I'm aware, there's no canon reason a collar is a collar for a certain character anymore. All that died with Legends, with the EU. I mean, hell, all of those were just EU based anyway. It hasn't really been a factor for a long time. So, I don't know. I mean, it's not exactly wrong. The only ones that have a particular purpose, I think, that you can glean, because it's all based on the wielder now. Like, the crystal becomes the color it sees from the soul of the person it's resonated with. So every person's color is chosen by them. Like, well, it's not chosen at all. It manifests when they make their connection with their crystal. And the only ones that are visibly and noticeably different are obviously red and gold and white. Outside of that, it's just whatever. I'm kind of okay with that. I dare you to watch From Dusk Till Dawn and not let your jaw drop to the floor watching a very enticing sequence with Salma Hayek. I watch that movie when I was a kid. I love that movie, and I know what you're talking about. I've seen that movie a lot. I've seen that scene a lot. Would you rather be as funny as Deadpool or heal as fast as Wolverine? I would rather heal as fast as Wolverine, personally. Please pardon my ignorance, but I'm someone who has zero knowledge of DC and Marvel universe, unaware of the distinctions too. If I were to decide to explore them now, how should I start, in your opinion? I mean, completely understandable question. Well, to frame it in one way, I mean, they're just completely different companies, different universes, different. The only commonality is they both have superheroes. They're philosophically very different, aesthetically different, and yeah, so you're just kind of looking at just two different brands of the same kind of idea for the most part. So it's just going to be really what's up to you. Personally, I prefer DC. I love the world and the characters so much more. That's me. So if you wanted to get into DC, like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, the Justice League, all that, I think the animated movies are probably the best way to kind of gateway into that. I don't know if starting in the comic world is going to be the best way for either one of them at this point. There's just too much, and it's next to impossible to pick a place to start. So I would probably jump into if you want to do DC, I would start with like the animated movies. For Marvel, I think the easiest solution there is simply the MCU, because if you're asking me, outside of Spider-Man or the X-Men, like the Spider-Man cartoons, the X-Men cartoons, for me, the MCU has been a better version of 90% of the characters than they've ever been in the comics, but that's me. That's my personal opinion. I think the MCU created the only versions of a lot of characters that I actually like. It's the only version of Captain America I like. It's the only Iron Man that I like. And that's the only Thor that I like. So that's me. So if you want to do Marvel, easiest thing to do is just start at the beginning with the Marvel movies. And if you want to do DC, I would recommend just probably sticking to the animated films. Or Batman the Animated Series is a great place to start too, because I think it still really, really holds up. Young Justice is good. So, I don't know. Anyway, long answer. The Acolyte has potential. It's refreshing in ways that beg to be explored, but it could use some tune-ups. In my opinion, they know Star Wars and its universe, but Star Wars fandom has always been divided. I need expanse. You need the expanse. I got you. I agree. I agree. And I think this has been a kind of running problem, and I think it's more noticeable with this for sure, that I think a lot of the live-action Star Wars shows have needed more time in the oven and a whole other restructuring before they were ready to be released. Boba Fett, Obi-Wan, barring Andor. I think Andor's the only one that I think is exempt from that. I would argue The Mandalorian, I think I'm fine with. I talked about this with Jay the other night. It was off our stream after our Mario Party outing. Was that I think that The Mandalorian, my only personal gripe with the way things played out was if you were only watching The Mandalorian, like, Grogu's absence isn't felt. That's my only complaint with how the Mandalorian seasons have played out. Like, that's it. Like, that's really my only hang up with it all. But all the other shows, Ahsoka, less so than some of the others, Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, Acolyte, all the other live action shows, barring Andor and The Mandalorian, I just feel like needed another edit or just completely reshuffling, and we needed a dialogue script doctor on the Acolyte, because the dialogue has been some of the biggest swings and misses for me. And it's not all 100% of the time, but like there's a lot of conversations that just feel so fucking out of pocket and inhuman. But that's me. But I still like most of what we're getting. But they put they put it into those they put all their efforts into those fight scenes, though. We'll give them that, I guess. I didn't know about the cherry blossoms. That setting didn't make me go, I love America. I think it takes place in Japan, but I like the scenery. Would love America. It would have reminded people Logan's Tokyo connections, based on the Tiamat connects to the movie being another reference to him. Well, I mean, that's not a reference to him. Just finished season 1 of Severance. Did you see the teaser for season 2? I refuse to watch it because I'm going to go in as clean as possible. All I need to know is when season 2 comes out, and that's it. I'll be there and I'm going to react to it. Am I going to play Funko Fusion on my channel? No, probably not. What's up, horse lover? Sorry, late to the stream. Hope everyone's doing well. I hope you're doing well also. Welcome as always. The Rock is Professor X. 60, I'm done. Did you check out the new Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game? Is it out yet? I've seen the trailer, but I haven't actually. I didn't know if it is it out. I wonder if Ross is going to talk about the Skrulls invasion. I mean, it might come up. I wonder if Rhodey is going to make an appearance as well. That's a good question. I mean, he was in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They had a little conversation. It'd be really interesting to see how that. I don't know. We'll see. God, Secret Invasion is frustrating. Wait, is it my edible, or is this the longest intro ever? What movie are we watching? You are watching a live stream, my guy. Hey, dude, just watched the first 4 episodes of Suicide Squad Isekai. My verdict is it's actually pretty enjoyable. I like the action scenes. They're top-notch. The characters look cool and are entertaining, whilst the story itself is pretty eh. The characters really keep you there. You know what I mean. Maybe I'll check it out one of these days, but the interest just isn't there for me at the moment. Do you think either Red Hood or Batman from Kill the Justice League, after his journey in Rocksteady, ruined that game? To have both visit the hotel, do you think Bats has the will to want to redeem? I don't know. I haven't played either. I haven't played that game. I haven't watched anything in the game. I haven't given that game any attention or thought. So that's under the assumption that they would go to hell. So I don't know. I don't know if that holds up. I don't care enough about that game to ponder on its outcomes. Do you think the DCU Green Lantern series and hopefully a movie, do you think that we will get to see a movie based on the Green Lantern's Darkest Night comic? And what do you think of my new profile pic? It's pretty fucking wicked, the profile pic. As far as, what do you think we'll ever get a film adaptation of Darkest Night? Maybe somewhere way down the road. But probably not anytime soon. So, yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see it, but you'd have to really build that out. I'm meant to be killed as a sacrifice in a ritual. I mean, still probably not. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea how that works. Favorite Cartoon Network theme song? Oof. I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know. I don't know. Teen Titans. The original Teen Titans. Hey Omni, what's up, Rice Cake? Love your new profile pic. Well, thank you. I'd love to shout out who made it, but they opted out. But yeah, I love it as well. I think it's awesome. And thank you. You know who you did. You know who you are. Again, love it. Thank you so much. Fun fact, Rachel Brosnahan's birthday is July 12th, one day after the release date of Superman. Well, hell yeah. Do you have a most rewatched show / movie, or like a comfort one? As far as shows I've watched the most, it's either The X-Files or Friends. And Friends is always a comfort show for me. Like actually, the older I get, the more depressing it honestly makes me, but I still love to watch it. So it's probably, I don't know if I've seen Friends all the way through as many times as I've seen The X-Files all the way through. A close second is Breaking Bad, but it's either The X-Files or Friends. And most watched movie is probably Tremors 2. And it's just because that was the perfect movie to slap on in the background and just tune out. I love it. I love that movie. But like sequels, a lot of older sequels, like I would just put on and go to sleep. So it'd be that, Lion King 2, Blade 2, Jurassic Park 2, and Tremors 2, and Matrix Reloaded were movies I would just kind of put on to go to sleep. Because the second movie, you don't really have to pay as much attention to. They don't take it, they're not as self-serious most of the time. But it would probably be Tremors 2. This is a person's soul was sacrificed. They can't leave hell even if they get redeemed. Well, we don't know that soul sacrificed on Earth to a entity that those person even received the soul. You know, we don't know how that works. That could just be humanly ignorance. So we've got no confirmation that that actually works that way. What's up, YouTube Kiwi Key? How are you? Just now getting to this. Favorite Superman movie? Like Superman only movie? Man of Steel. Even if I think that's the weakest movie that represents Superman, it's my favorite one to watch because it is the best live-action Dragon Ball Z movie we will ever get. The action and the visuals in that movie alone carry it so much, even though my biggest hang-up is that Superman doesn't feel like Superman or even a character. I still like that movie a lot. And I think it's still my favorite one to watch. Second would probably be either the original Superman the movie or the Donner cut of Superman 2? Do you have the will, like when you experience that Green Lantern theater memory, can you answer a Mary, Kill, F, either May, Millie, or Quake? Oh, to answer that question? Do I have the will to answer that question? So is this like Melinda May, Millie from Hell of a Boss, or Daisy? Is that who we're talking about here? I'll come back to that. I need confirmation on who we're playing with. Do you think that Cole is going to be rehabilitated after failing so hard at his job, to the point he was about to be a part of regicide? I don't know. I would love for him to get a huge-ass wake-up call, but I don't know if that's the world we live in right now. I think he's definitely going to have some deep reflection on this, because while he's the only person that's seen conflict on his own, like prior to all of this, he hasn't seen it like this. He hasn't seen conflict that dragons were a party to. I think he thought he was just in for another war, another fight, but the second he saw a dragon on the field, that changed his entire worldview. So we'll see. I don't know. I would love for him to have like a redemption arc. I love a good redemption arc, especially for where he's got a lot of redeeming to do. But we'll see. What's your favorite show that came out in the last few years? Mine is The Boys. Was squeamish on gore, but saw many clips online and is still hilarious to me. Recent years, Severance is a huge one for sure. Has Been Hotel, Hell of a Boss. Those are probably just way, way, way up there. Even in the same time frame, Cobra Kai. Like, there's been a lot of shows in the last, like, less than 10 years that have, like, become staples of my life. I think in my opinion, the worst Power Rangers show was probably Power Rangers Jungle Fury. I've watched an episode of Jungle Fury. I don't remember much about it. I just kind of came into the middle of it because my friends were doing a full rewatch of everything. And I fell off. I haven't kept up with everything as much as they have. Because they're teachers, so during the summer when they're not teaching, they just, they were rooming together and stuff like that for a while. So like between, like when classes were out, they were just binging Power Rangers for whatever reason while I was doing my usual stuff. So like I didn't get to be included on any of it. But I stepped in on them watching a random episode of that, and I thought it was, I don't know. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I wasn't familiar with everybody. So I wasn't sure what was going on. But I don't know. I can't really speak to that. Personally, the worst that I've watched, I would have to give to, what was it? What's the one with the android Red Ranger? Like he found out he was like a Nepo baby android kid. I guess that's spoilers. But he's the Red Ranger. Operation Overdrive. My God, was that the worst team ever? Jesus. I've seen a handful of episodes of that one, and then the crossover where all of where older Rangers had to take their place while they lost their powers. So you had Adam and then an assortment of other Rangers from previous shows coming together to fill in the slack, and I'm just, all it's there to do is remind you just how shitty this team is. That's all I got out of it. Speaking of live action One Piece, can we acknowledge the actors who played the fishermen for being able to act whilst being on a boat under boatloads of makeup and prosthetics, and those people there were flowers? My God. Yes, I for sure. 100%. They I don't know how they pulled that off, especially like Arlong. The one guy with the lips, I forget his name. Like, that person had it rough. Arlong's actor did a damn good job, though. Good lord. What do you think about the Transformers and G.I. Joe coming together now? It's still weird, a crossover to me, but we'll see what happens for it. I'm all for it. We'll see. I just hope it's a fun movie. Would you rather be in the X-Men team or the Fantastic Four team? X-Men. Way more fun. Way more... I don't know. I just think it'd be more fun to be with the X-Men than it would be to be the Fantastic Four. Just in general. All my friends say Breaking Bad Season 1 wasn't great, but it was allowed to fix its kinks and became great. Do you think currently we are not allowing shows enough time to actually develop organically? That's the problem with these streaming stuff, man. You got to be a hit right out of the gate, or no one's willing to give you the time of day. To be fair, there's a lot more content right now, too. So, like, it's like, if you can't hold my view, I could be watching something else right now, you know? I think there's a lot of pressure on being successful immediately, and sometimes that just doesn't happen, especially when some of these people are doing this for the first time and stuff. I don't know. And yeah, like, I don't think Breaking Bad Season 1 is bad. It's my least favorite season to rewatch, but that's just because the later stuff is so good. And Season 1 is necessary, but, like, it's slow. And you gotta be patient with it, because if you're not patient, it's not gonna hit you. And a lot of people never had the patience to get through the first season of Breaking Bad. You know, I find a lot of first seasons to be like that. You gotta see it through, you know. I don't know. I think attention spans are just getting worse and worse, but that's the boomer in me coming out, I guess. Do you think DeVoe lived up to his name as one of the Flash's greatest enemies? Yeah, he was so great that they had to find a horribly written excuse to bypass the fact that they wrote him to be so powerful that there was no reasonable explanation for the Flash to beat him, so the excuse we got in the episode was the one that we got, and it was silly. Love the new channel photo, by the way. Thank you, thank you. No one hits home runs out of the gate every time, yet this seems to be the expectation. Has binge watching changed the way we critique TV, or is it that literacy criticism isn't quite as understood? I think it's a little bit of both, man. Media literacy is not, I wouldn't say dead, but like on life support right now, as well as attention spans, thanks to this binging shit, you know. Lo and behold, I got patience for days, unless, hell, dude, I hate, again, coming back to this, I hated the first season of Titans, but I hoped the second one would be better, and it got better. I still didn't like the second season, but it got better, and it got better each season. It got better every season. It was still never great. It was rarely good, but I still acknowledge that it did at least become entertaining as it went on. It got better. It learned from its mistakes. And I think some shows deserve that opportunity. And I think on potential alone, regardless of how this all plays out, I think The Acolyte has a lot of potential. So I'd be more than happy to give it another chance for another season or something, but we'll see. Would you rather voice act for Has-Been or Helluva? Helluva. I think that would be out of pocket and so much fun. I would love to do a voice or something like that on Helluva. That would be awesome. Steve from Stranger Things would make a great mom. Yes, he would. Steve is my second favorite character in that show. Second only to the best dad, Hopper. I love Hopper. He's my favorite character in that whole thing. And then Mama Steve is right there in second, and I could not stand that fucker in season 1, man. Which character from Helluva Boss can you do an impression of? I don't think I can do an impression of anybody. trying to even think, like, who could I even attempt? I'm drawing such a blank right now. I don't know what the fuck that was. There's that one freaking kid in Unhappy Campers who's just like, Millard! I love you, Millard! But I don't think that's what you're looking for. Oh, I don't know. I muted myself, so I was like, I don't know if I can do this one. I tried to do a stole list, and I'm just like, I don't want to even, like, try to dial that in and anybody make fun of me. Hold up. Okay, hold up. Nope. The second I, like, unmuted, like, I lost my nerve to do it. Yep, nope, I lost it. I lost the will. Bald Move is a podcast that covers the boys. Thank you, and all that. Then it won't make any sense. They are a popular podcast, never mind. Yes, the podcast and your reactions were the only way, it was the only way to connect to the boys. Okay, fair enough. I mean, I'll still be here. I'll be seeing it through to the end, at least. Oh, Blitzy! There you go. That's the best you get. Based on the Hell of a Boss wants to wrap up and make the first 2 seasons a story like Tokyo Ghoul. What? If anyone has seen or experienced TG, how will that left hurt in December too? I mean, it's not. I don't understand. They're not ending in season 2. Or are you saying that like this pocket of the story ends in season 2? I'm not sure. I don't know. I've only seen the first episode of Tokyo Ghoul, so I can't really speak on the whole of that. How powerful do you think a Kryptonian Saiyan human hybrid would be, or a Kryptonian Amazonian hybrid, or a Kryptonian Atlantean hybrid? Out of all of those, I think the strongest combo would easily be the Kryptonian Saiyan, because Kryptonians honestly have the potential of being like their potential is endless. But like if you take any of the times that they might lose a fight, you can get that immediate permanent power boost from the Saiyan DNA, from the Zenkai boost, and your base level will always be super strong. So like, I don't know. That's my thing. I don't feel like Amazonians would add anything to the Kryptonian DNA, same with Atlanteans. I think you'd win. Your best bet would be with Saiyans, and even that, I think even mixing that would like bring down the Kryptonian edge, like, cause it's, I don't know, I'm not sure. I'm not a fucking biologist. As the podcast, your reactions of my only connection to the boys. Do you think season 4 is the weakest season of the boys? I'd have to rewatch some of them because, like I said, I was falling. It's like season 3, I liked enough, but it was the season that made me start to feel the lag a little bit. You know, like, and I haven't felt that this season. So I don't know. I'd have to rewatch season 3 because I want to say season 3 is the weakest for me, but I don't know. I've never seen Sausage Party. It's some. I'd say the way your opinion of the 1937's Snow White is your least favorite Disney movie is like one of my Letterboxd mutuals saying Lion King was his least favorite movie of the Disney Renaissance. Oh, it's so funny. It's very unfair and mind-boggling for me to understand and comprehend for my brain. Well, fair enough. I mean, it's good only in what it is for art and for animation. Story, songs, everything, characters even. It's just, it's whatever to me. Like, as the first feature-length and color animated film, it's a huge staple and pillar of animated cinema that can never be taken away. And I'm not saying that it's not deserving of that, because it is a huge leap forward in all of those fronts. I just don't like the movie. I'm not a biologist. Omni 2024. Hell yeah. Quote for the century. Sausage Party is funny, but then you see it again and realize you're an adult and these chokes borderline juvenile humor, which is fine, but not sustainable. It's like going back and watching Austin Powers. Hey, I can go back and rewatch Austin Powers and I will still laugh like I'm a little juvenile delinquent. I got a soft spot right there for that. But yeah, I think Sausage Party, I saw it in theaters and like, yeah, it is stupid, it is raunchy, it is immature, it's all these things, but you know, it gets a laugh out of you, but I don't really have the desire to watch it ever again. Which Arrowverse show team would you hang out with? Team Flash. Arrow's still my favorite show, favorite team, but if we're talking hang out with, probably either Team Flash or the Legends. Do you still get hungry looking at the bear food montages? 100%, because most of the time when I'm recording those reactions, it's late in the evening. I've long since ate, and at that point, I'm getting like the midnight munchies, and it just destroys me. The reason we got a purple saber is because S.L. Jackson wanted it. Not that deep. That is 100% the reason we got a color that wasn't red, blue, or green initially. Was for that, and then it just spiraled out of control from that point onward. Have you heard of the web series Dragon Ball DC? If not, it's What If series that replaces Planet Krypton with Planet Vegeta in the DC universe. No, I've never heard of that. It sounds interesting though, but I don't know. I'd have to take a look at it. Instead of Superman going to Earth, it's Goku, Vegeta, Raditz, Nappa get kidnapped, tortured by Darkseid, and Broly is taken to Battle World with his father. So we're just replacing the Kryptonians with Saiyans. So there's just no Saiyans in this universe, just Kryptonians. Everything else is still DC. That's interesting. You've definitely weakened the DC universe pantheon, though, by doing that. Significantly so. Well, I mean, maybe. They'd be getting their asses beat a lot, so Zenkai Boost would be out the ass, especially in that situation. If they were being tortured by Darkseid and they came out of it on the other end, Goku wouldn't even be able to do anything. They'd just raffle stomp him. Broly would be unstoppable. Only by potentially Darkseid or Mr. Manhattan. Let's see. Oh, here we are. I'm trying to find where we left off. I've got a crack theory that Crystal left from Kanaka's saber will be used to create Osha lightsaber, though they did nothing with that throwaway nugget. That's very true. I mean, it's possible. I've been watching Supernatural for the first time this week. How you been feeling on it? Who do you think will die in The Boys season 4 finale? I think it's either going to be A-Train, Victoria, or MM. But well, based on what the actor for MM has been saying, it seems like he's pretty much guaranteed for season 5. So I don't think that anymore, realistically. And thank you for the super chat, Haunted Autumn. Speaking of Sausage Party, one of the strangest cinematic coincidences of all time is that we got 2 films with sentient sausages in 2016. with yoga hosers. Oh my god, oh my god, dude, that fucking movie. You're right. I completely forgot those came out in the same year. I forget yoga hosers exists most of the time. I'm not gonna lie, I love Kevin Smith. I love Kevin Smith. I can watch all of his movies without much issue at all. Though that one, I don't know if I have the willpower to rewatch it. I skipped Power Rangers Overdrive. Fair decision. What about Marvel heroes versus DC villains and DC heroes versus Marvel villains? It pretty much play out mostly the same. Who in Marvel hasn't popped up yet? Do you want to see on your screens? Blade. No, I don't know. Again, I'm not a huge Marvel person, so I'm not sure what deep pull character that hasn't been used before could be used, because I just don't know enough. So you've come to the Bear fandom. Have you ever had to work with someone like Tina or Richie, or in an environment where you question why you work there? A Richie, yes. An environment where I question why I work there, yes. My first call center job was borderline, like, it almost destroyed me. As far as Tina, not so much. I don't think I've run into anybody that immediately jumps to mind that's like Tina initially. Because again, I think we've crossed that hump with her right now. But again, we'll see. But I've definitely worked with a Richie or two. Could you see Jensen Ackles playing Batman in the new James Gunn DC universe? I could see it. I don't know if he'd be my first pick, but I could see it. I'd entertain the idea of it. How do you think the Hulk could get mad again in the MCU? Kill Betty? I don't know. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I kind of want to buff Batman. We kind of had a buff Batman. Jensen Ackles currently is animated Batman at the moment. That is also true. Imagine a Batman who can bench 720. I don't know, man. Ben Affleck was looking pretty fucking beefy as Batfleck, man. I think most Disney Star Wars projects can be summed up as wasted potential. I wasn't mad because they sucked, but because they could have been good. That's fair. And I still come out positive, even the ones I think are deeply flawed. Like, I think that, I mean, honestly, like, let's be real. Like, the Acolyte, personally, is the most flawed of the bunch. Maybe rivaling Boba Fett. Boba Fett might be a good contender for equally as flawed of a series. I could, yeah, I don't know. Boba Fett was definitely a rocky series. But Obi-Wan and Ahsoka and The Mandalorian and Andor, I all really like. You know, I had a couple of issues with Ahsoka. I had a couple of issues with Obi-Wan, but I think overall I enjoyed what we got. So right now I'm just kind of in meh. You know? I think a lot of the pain comes from my love of this universe a lot of the time. And I think that goes across the way, even down to the most toxic of people. It just all stems from our love of this universe. For me, I just want whatever I say about a thing to improve the thing. I'm always going to try to hope that whatever critiques are given or can be found help the next project be better. Like, I don't want any of these shows to fail. I don't go into these shows wanting to dislike them. I go into every show wanting to like it. And if there's any problems I have, my only hope is that those problems can be addressed later and improved upon and solved, maybe, hopefully, if given the chance. I mean, that, I don't know. I don't understand the need for things to crash and burn even before you've even given the thing the chance. What's up? I'm bored today. How are you doing? What happens if somebody recommends a new fan DC Multiversity as a start? Petty move. Yeah, definitely don't do that. Would you rather have Dogpool or Crypto as a pet? Crypto. 100%. What's up, Nighthoof? How are you doing? Totally random, but have you ever been in a D&D campaign? I have. I've been in 3 before. You know, up until we had a hiatus about a year ago. And up until that point, we'd had like an ongoing game for like 4 years with me and some groups. So we're starting up a Star Wars one in August, so I'm looking forward to that. We're finally breaking the hiatus. Now, it's not coming back to the characters we took a hiatus from. We're coming back to do a whole new campaign in a whole new setting with a whole new universe. But I'm just excited to be back at the table again. And it'll be Star Wars themed. Is it a guarantee that Sonic 3 would outgross Mufasa, the Lion King, by this December? Or is it just me? I mean, I don't know, man. The Lion King live action movie, because it's not. God, I hate that. Anyway, that made more money than it should have ever made. It should not have made that much money. I'm disgusted about how much money that movie made. So, who knows? I don't know. I would prefer Sonic 3 to become the victor on this front, but I feel like general audiences, regardless, are probably going to go see the Talking Lion movie. But, who am I? In terms of box office, that is... Yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I love Teen Titans. I love the first one myself. Red Hood versus Adam would be a cuss battle, and you know Deadpool if he fell off the hotel's defense battle. I don't know what you're talking about. I would rather have a dragon as a pet after that battle with the House of the Dragon. Definitely more feral than a dire wolf and just as cuddly. Who do you not want to lose of House of the Dragon? Do you want to see Reese response to the green? Who do I not? I mean, I don't remember much of how things play out, but obviously in Game of Thrones, we know the outcome of the story overall. But I'm Team Black all the way, like, regardless, so I don't know. And did I see Reese's response to Green versus Black? No, I have not. Teen Titans Go. Roll Pig makes me want an omni-media anime. I don't know even what that would be about. Cole, judging by the fact I just learned that the Lion King movie even exists. I think so, but that's just me. If you were to create a DC movie based on other lanterns beside the Green Lanterns and the White and Black Lanterns, what would you call it and what would it be about? Red lights! And it'd be about the Red Lanterns. I remember watching all of Teen Titans Go and then going to see the movie twice. I have not seen a full episode of Teen Titans Go ever. I've seen clips, and that's about all I've got. Now, Teen Titans Go to the movies, that was actually really funny. I like that a lot. But I don't know if I could watch the show. I can't go to sleep to TV. I have to have white noise on. I have to have something on, so I usually put on a show, a movie, or just, you know, a live stream or something like that. Whatever happened to that show Constantine? Did the show get canceled, or did it not? It got canceled. It got canceled after the first season. And then that's how the character ended up on the Arrowverse. There's a channel literally called White Noise. Interesting. Did not know that. Do you ever think that the Matrix is real? I mean, I think everybody's had that thought at one point in their life. Are we in a simulation? I've heard that the son of Christopher Reeves is going to be in the Superman Legacy movie. Yes, I believe that has been confirmed. If the Matrix is real, then Tron should be real. I do love me some Tron, and I hope this new one is good, man. FYI, I love the hair, by the way. That's a whole ass blowout. Why, thank you. Which Helliverse character do you think you relate to the most? Moxie. Definitely. Either Moxie or Via. I think I kind of, well, yeah, it'd be one of those two. Some hybrid of the two, because I think Moxie in some ways there's like an extreme that I don't quite meet. But Moxie, I connect with a lot. Jungle Fury was fire. Because you're worth. Is Millie a person in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? No. Are you scared to eliminate one? Who with Millie, Melinda, May, Quake? Now choose, like Goblin says. You still haven't confirmed. I mean, I don't know. I need confirmation. Stop being a little petty question dodging bitch. Flash, come on. Just dropped in at the end of the last question. The Mike Flanagan Netflix series Haunting the Hill House, Bly Manor Midnight Mass, and House of Usher have been some of my favorite content ever. Dude, yes. I love all of Mike Flanagan's shows. Reacting to all of them have been some wild ass times. And I really wish more people watched Midnight Club. I think it's just as good as some of his other shows. I mean, I like it more than Bly Manor. Nah, it's close. Speaking of rankings, have you seen Danny Moda's Helliverse character tier list? Some of his rankings were wild, but it was hilarious. I haven't finished it, but I did like retweet it, and he also not retweeted it, posted like a thing to the story or on Instagram about it, and he reposted it as well, because I was like, hey, this week on Danny Moda, what did I put? I was like, this week on Danny Moda triggers the internet. I was like, I was talking about how I don't know if I'd be brave enough to do something like this. The Black Ranger was black in Jungle Fury. The villains keep fighting each other. Yes, they do. I don't know why I'm talking like this. And the Yellow Ranger was Asian. Oof. In the original, yes, which is interesting because in the pilot, the Yellow Ranger was black. You know, I don't remember who. I don't remember who the pilot. I think the pilot was still Walter, though. Dude, I've seen the pilot once. The original unaired pilot. I don't remember. I don't want to remember, to be honest. It was terrible. God, it was so bad. But yeah, that was I don't know if I don't know how that didn't catch anyone unawares at all when they were doing all of that. I love it to death, but that's the one thing that I'm just kind of like, about that. But hell, Walter's great and he loves it, so I'll roll with it, man. It's still a little sketchy, but I met him. He loves it. He loves the fandom. He loves the legacy. He's a cool as fuck dude. I wish I could have met Twee Trong, though. That would have been rest in peace, man. God, loved her, man. I've been spoiled for most of the major plot points in House of the Dragon, like the deaths, etc. I knew about the Battle of Rook's Rest and the fate of the beloved characters. I was sobbing uncontrollably whenever the character was on screen throughout the previous episode, and I was a mess during the final battle scene. That's something. Like, some things, like if something's done well enough, even if you know, it will still hit. Best Power Rangers was SPD, or Dino Fury, or Dino Thunder. Season 3 was so good. Oh my goodness. Yeah, for me, I'm still Mighty Morphin 1000%. There's not been anything that's topped any of it for me. And that will there will never be a point in which that I feel like that's been the case. Have ever watched the Snowpiercer movie? I have not. DeVoe thought he was the one who waits. He was 4D chessing. Knowing who Thawne was and obviously knew Barry will come out of an endless void in a specific spot. Hey yo, came in the perfect time for that expression, or that impression. What's up, Cathari? Can I do Wally Wackford? Not confidently, no. Hot take, wasn't in love with Blackthorn on Shogun, got on my nerves in ways the show wasn't trying to encourage in me to feel. Fair enough. Fair enough. Just go vaguely snooty British owlboy. Did I ever watch Seinfeld? I've seen like a handful of episodes. Seinfeld was never quite my jam. Yeah, it never really vibed with me at all. A clap, clap. How strange would some of the Ben 10 aliens would like in live action, especially if the Alien Force, the ultimate alien in the Omniverse series? You act like I watch Ben 10 enough to know the difference between any of these aliens. I'm not a Ben 10 guy. I don't know what impression I've given to make it seem like I know a lot about Ben 10. Like I mentioned, I watched the original a little bit. I never finished it. And I watched some of the one where he was a teenager. Also, never finished it. I like Ben 10. I like the idea. I don't love it. But yeah, any alien would look really weird in live action. Anytime we see characters ripping their faces like the shapeshifter who turned into Annie, I call it a high evolutionary treatment because this was one of the only moments the MCU showed gore. I mean, that is true. It was one of the few moments there was even a slightly gory moment in like an MCU film. But yeah, I don't know. Stolas impression was great. Well, thank you. Could change my name to Blitzgerald. Lol. I read Fire and Blood, but I'm not been a dick like many hinting at all the spoilers. That's so rude. You're not the gatekeeper of knowledge. No, else I can get there I want to. Or not the gatekeeper of knowledge. No, I else can get it if they want to. But went back on your hell of a boss reactions and added a list of stuff Blitzy wrote correctly. It's quite a big list. Nice. Okay, so you fix that here. You're not the gatekeeper of knowledge. No one else can get if they want to. Fair enough. Am I excited for Shrek 5? No, not at all. Would you consider watching Disney shows like Gravity Falls or The Owl House? Would be interesting to see you react to them. I would like to tackle those shows eventually. I've heard great things about both. Barry used to watch Owl House. I don't know if she finished it though, but so I seen like some snippets just walking around in the house, but that's about it. I've seen absolutely none of Gravity Falls. I'm familiar with the characters, but I've seen nothing of that show. Some of the creators behind The Boys did a show I love for 2 seasons called Preacher. I remember hearing about Preacher. I've never watched it though. The last 2 and the ending is where they failed. It seems to be a theme. They overindulge in some of their points. Lovely. Don't you love when you get to the end and it's just like, yeah, fuck it. I'm hoping that Deadpool and Wolverine is going to tie in with Avengers Secret Wars. I'm just hoping the movie is going to be entertaining. I skipped Power Rangers Overdrive. Would be a different breed of anime fan based on how emo ecstatic Tokyo Ghoul is, and Blitzo probably being a whole new character mirrors the sadness and abrupt change of the show after Sensemas. I need a lot of context to understand all that, man. See my juvenile humor pop outs in the weirdest places that I can't even predict. The last unexpected laugh I have is the Book of Clarence. This is mostly the pothead and hood behavior in Rome. I don't know that one. I'm not familiar with that one. But yeah, like sometimes like a really juvenile ass joke will just, it'll tickle that bone that I felt like I've buried a long time ago. What's up, Betsy? How are you? I'm doing good. Are you excited for My Adventures with Superman Season 2? Going well so far. I'm scared for Clark being controlled. Likewise. Likewise. But we'll see. We will see. Ooh. Yoga Hosers goes to search the internet. I think I don't know if it's still on Netflix or not. I know it used to be, but it's definitely one of Kevin Smith's harder movies to watch. Who do you think walked into the room that Annie is trapped in? I don't know. I don't remember actually hearing anybody walk in, but I may have been in shock still. I want Hopper and Steve to be in a group together so we can have mom and dad. Dude, yes. That's too much parental energy in one room, though. To be honest, I'm cautiously optimistic about the live action How to Train Your Dragon, and hopefully it doesn't end up being a Lion King situation. Well, that's the thing. At least it will have human people in it. As opposed to the Lion King having... Like, the only time there's live action is sometimes the dirt might be real. That's it. That's it. We'll see. We'll see. Any Illumination movies you've watched and loved? I liked the Mario movie. I was pleasantly surprised by that. I didn't expect to enjoy it like I did. But what all... What's their filmography? I mean, I've seen the first... Here we go. I've seen the first Despicable Me, and it's okay. I think it was incredibly overhyped. Yeah, okay, so I've only seen, out of all of their films, I've only seen Despicable Me and Super Mario Brothers. Dang, it's been rated worse than The Acolyte. So I've got into movie recap channels, and it's been like a screen test on whether I will waste my time. I've actually found good movies this way. Fair enough, that's awesome. First time in a live, so what's this about? Whatever. Just read chat. Just hang out, read chat. No self-described topics or anything like that. I've never worked with a Richie because I'd quit within a week. And I had a, not my supervisor, but like our mediary, like the guy between us and the supervisor, was a Richie. Like, I had to write some of his emails sometimes, too, when I was just on the desk, like the lowly little peon or whatever. I had to write some of his emails because he couldn't structure things properly and stuff. Not saying that's like Richie, but like they had the very same attitude. Is it KG? I just enjoy entertainment. That being said, Disney has missed a lot of opportunities. That's very, very, very true. I loved and continue to love Obi-Wan, and yes, I recognize it has flaws. That they do. Hell, I love the prequels, and they are heavily flawed. It just feels like people are, and I think a lot of it comes from the like this pointed personal agenda some of them have to see this stuff fail. But I mean, the prequels are deeply flawed, and I love them still. You know, I don't know. Like, things can be flawed and still be enjoyable. Things can be flawed and still have great things. Like, imagine if people treated their partners half as they treated these shows, like if they had the expectations of the people in their lives as they do with these TV shows. They wouldn't have any relationships. I showed a guy who doesn't like Star Wars, or he said, never mind. I don't know what? What are we talking about there? Acolyte is a decent show. I've enjoyed the speculation most. The speculation's been fun. I still feel like I don't think it's a dumpster fire. It is very, very flawed though. But I still enjoy most of it. I'm very, I don't know. I find myself like, again, like, you know, again, I still get like people calling me a shill, and I'm being paid by Disney, and I'm like, I don't know what you're listening to. Like, I clearly am very mixed on the show. Like, if you actually listen past the reaction, I'm very mixed on it. Like, I will acknowledge the things I like, I'll acknowledge the things I do not like. And right now with this show, it's kind of, I don't know, it's batting even for me, leaning towards more negative as we dive deeper. But again, like, I'm not gonna dwell on that. You know, I just feel like that's a waste of time. I enjoy acting like Boba Fett was just a letdown. Had expectations after Mando, and we can thirst on Manny Jacinto. That is true. Dude, Manny has a vibe, and I love it. But yeah, after Boba Fett's resoundingly beloved return in The Mandalorian, definitely I think we had some high expectations for a whole show about the guy, and it was just such a tonal mess. And he was just, outside of the flashbacks, he was so listless in his own show. Like, it just, I don't know, it was weird. And then the last half became like Mandalorian instead. It was just weird. I'm so tired of Star Wars. Ever since the episode 6, regardless of what they do, it is always this toxic salts fest. I enjoy the stuff they make, but the fandom really makes me want to quit. I get like that sometimes too, you know? Like sometimes, like, I might be even lukewarm on a show or come out okay or whatever, but the second, like, I look at, like, the reactions and stuff like that, I'm just like, this is exhausting. It almost, like I said, it almost makes me want to, like, tap out sometimes, but Star Wars means too much to me to let it go, and I just try to tune out what I can and feel what I feel and be honest about what I feel, you know, and that's, you know, doesn't always jive with everybody. Sometimes it might, sometimes it's not going to. I don't like the sequels. I don't love Boba Fett. I think I think it's honestly the most disappointing project that's come out of modern Lucasfilm. But yeah, people act like I love it all, and I don't. I want to, but anyway, whatever. It can get very annoying. It sucks that more people can't go into a show or movie with an open mind. It does. It's fucking frustrating how things are today. The only bad thing about Book of Boba Fett was the tone Robbie Rod took with his episodes. It was childish, but children probably liked it. See, that's fair, I guess. Like, you always kind of got to take a step back, but like, God, it doesn't match at all, like, his episode of Boba Fett, like within The Mandalorian. Like, it doesn't jive at all. It's like a completely different shift. It's just so, it feels weird. Who do you think is going to die in the next Boys episode? Got a feeling we're going to see some losses on both sides. I don't know. Like I said, I answered this earlier. I think it's either going to be A-Train at this point or maybe Victoria. I don't think any of the boys are going to die this season. I'm doing good, thank you. I love your new profile pic and the hair. How about you? How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. Episode 2 was my favorite Book of Boba Fett. I think that, outside of the Mandalorian episodes, I think the episode of Mandalorian was my favorite. The second favorite was the finale. And then I think episode 2, as far as Boba Fett-centric episodes, was probably my favorite. Sometimes you can join things even with its flaws. I'm doing that with the 3-body problem. Talk about horrid dialogue, and I'm having fun roasting but speculating about what the fuck is going on. Yeah, so I've had some people try to recommend that show to me, and I know it's a hugely popular science fiction book or something, but D&D are in charge of it, and I don't know. I haven't heard, no one's talked about it. I've heard 0 people talking about this show since it came out. People had forgotten just how to have fun with things. Yeah, everything's gotta have an agenda behind it anymore. A reaction, a purpose. It's just, and if they don't see one, they will make one. It's exhausting. Top 3 favorite bear characters so far: Sydney, Richie, and Feck. Sydney, Carmy, and Marcus are my top 3 currently, I think. I'm just so tired of Star Wars fans attacking each other. Yeah, that would be cool if everybody just fucking chill and let people like what they like. Like, I don't like the sequels, but I don't go out and just hunt down people's posts and troll people all day long about it because they like it. I'm glad you liked it. I didn't. It's fine. Like, the people that just spend all day, like, searching for videos about the show that they fucking hate just to, like, comment on it, like, it's just so sad. Reese said, both sides are genocidal, crazy war criminals, so I think we should all enjoy seeing how they die. Fair enough. That is very fair. He gets it. Yes, he does. Who do you think in the team is going to find out about Annie first? I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe Butcher? He's in the bar still where they were. Maybe. I don't know. Do you think Annie will get her powers working after facing the shapeshifter? I hope so, man. They've nerfed her hard this season. Recently starting watching anime for the first time. Chose Demon Slayer as my first anime. Damn, I love it. Just finished season 2. I still haven't started Demon Slayer. It's one I definitely want to at some point, but we will see. I'd like to. My first anime, technically, ever was Speed Racer, but I don't think I would qualify that at the time. Otherwise, I would say Dragon Ball for me. Octavia? She is the worst. I mean, the character died for me after literally saying literally. Died for me after saying literally, but meaning it figuratively. Besides that, her whole daddy doesn't love me is really annoying. She's 17, not 8. You don't know a lot of teenagers that have gone through this stuff, man. Like, she's like real. like it's fair to be annoyed by her, but yeah, I get it. I definitely get it. Like, that's some lack of empathy that I'm feeling from you, Cathari. That's what I'm sensing. And people say that all the time. They'll literally think, I do it. So, get out of here. Fine, I'll marry Millie if you are the one. You're not telling me! Thank you. God. Even if you don't like her. Even if I don't like her. Millie from Imp, not Shield. Thank you. God. I would, unfortunately, kill May, fuck Daisy, and marry Millie. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, Octavia is Hell of Boss's Quan Ha for me. Oh my god, that is fucked up. A 17-year-old can still feel that their parent or parents don't love them. The feeling isn't exclusive to little kids. Especially given the state of the divorce, the fact that they're in this situation, not even like within their own family, but societally. Like, she's so isolated. They're literally all she has. And like, she feels on an island for all of these years. Like, seeing the fact that they used to have this connection and how that's degraded over the years. Like, it's only gotten worse. Like, the older she gets. And now she's being gaslit under a purposed and strategized attack. I don't know. Yeah, I wholly sympathize with Octavia. I feel like people are giving her like a hard time for no reason. Or at least for like insignificant reasons. But that's me. Agreed. We all knew Chimera was the Sith in Acolyte, but the reveal was still badass, to me at least. Exactly. Agreed. Right there. Loved it. Like, it was all signs were pointing at him, but the way they did reveal it was epic. Even though it was obvious, it was epic. Can you do a has-been character impression? Let me think. One about the DBDC I think might be a discourager for you would be the fact that it's primarily narrated with some of the bits of the original animation, so kind of like a motion comic. Yeah, I don't know if I would vibe with that then. I can't think of a has-been character I might be able to do. Maybe if I come up with something or vibe with something over the course of this, I'll come back to that. Thoughts on the new Superman movie in the making? So far, some of the things that I've seen don't look that great, but most of the things that I've seen look really good. So I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic. I'm looking forward to it. What would an Omni Angel Dust impression be like? Terrible, probably. My super chat. Your super chat indeed. Darn, I missed the Stolas impression. Yeah, I wish I had a timestamp for you. If somebody can find it, feel free to comment it. He's not Ben 10, all the shows on his watch list. He may not be the Ben 10 fanatic people think, but he's the badass reactor you've ever seen. He's Omni Media. Thank you. I totally gotta watch Booksmart, another hilarious modern teen comedy like Bottoms. I've heard really, really good things about Booksmart. Or am I thinking of a different movie? Wasn't it like in the running for like Best Picture or something like that? I knew it was like a lot of people were talking about something. I think it was Booksmart, but I could be completely wrong. Dungeon Meshi seems pretty good. I just got to it. Barry, she's been watching that. I don't know if it's my vibe. Like, I chuckle at it, but I don't know if I can like talk. I don't think I can sit through it for large extents of time. But the little bit that I've seen, it makes me chuckle. It's funny, but I don't know if it's like something I could just sit down and binge or anything like that. But I know she likes it. I know a lot of people have been really into it. But they did get some primo VAs for the characters, like Moscow X, Goku, and Gohan from DBZ Abridged to play certain characters. Okay, oh, that's cool. That's cool, because sometimes till this day, like, I hear the Team 4-star versions of these characters in my head sometimes, which is kind of crazy. Will I watch Ultraman Rising? I don't currently have any plans to. I know it's on the poll for the next movie reaction, so if it wins, maybe. Do you have any comic collections? I had some old ones from my dad. I have some manga. I don't have, I mean, the only proper comic book collections I have is I have all of Sandman, and I bought the hardbacks of those after season 1 of the show came out. And I was like, dude, I fucking love this. So I bought all the comics. I got the entire run. And then it's technically a graphic novel, but Scott Pilgrim, which is my favorite, personally. But traditional comics, I don't really have too many of those. Preacher season 1 or 2 are actually really good. They were paced out. They paced the crazy and the gore with compelling storytelling. The season 3 happened, and I was like, oh, okay. And then by season 4, I was like, okay, y'all just never had an end game. Don't you love that when you can tell, like, by the longer the show goes on, that they didn't have a plan? It's always great. Andor, I don't remember what prompted this, what we were talking about at that point. I love your profile pic. It looks great and it captures your likeness. Thank you. It was just a nice little random gift I got in an email over the weekend, or earlier in the week. And, you know, they just out of enjoyment of the content made this little doodle, sent it over, and, you know, thanks for the content and all this kind of stuff. I said I'd credit, I'd pay even, and whatever, and they wanted to stay anonymous, and, you know, it was just a kind little gesture. I loved it. I love it. I like it. I've been needing to update it for a long time, and this just fell into my lap, so it was very much so appreciated. You mean you won't let Acolyte ruin your childhood? How wrong you are for that! No. Yeah, nothing the Acolyte has done has ruined or changed or altered my perception of Star Wars up until this point. Like, all the complaints I've seen, like, about the way it affects canon are juvenile and mostly factually incorrect. So feel how you feel, but you can still be wrong in that regard. Like, you don't have to be, you can still feel bad about how a thing plays out even if you're wrong about it, you know, obviously. But still, the execution of the show has been a weird little ride. I don't know if this has already been talked about, but have you seen any of the set pics of Superman and thoughts? I have. I like, sometimes the suit looks really good, sometimes not so much. The Green Lantern suit and the Hawkgirl suit, I'm hoping are purposefully bad, but most of the shit we're seeing I think looks really good. So I'm gonna wait. What's the more wholesome, Kagome and Inuyasha or Moxie and Millie? Moxie and Millie are absolutely way more wholesome than Kagome and Inuyasha. Those two took a long time to get, well, they have their moments, but to be fair, we've never seen the courtship that led to the Moxie and Millie duo that we've seen. So who knows what they were like when they were falling in love. But like, we got to see that whole progression with Kagome and Inuyasha, and it wasn't always pretty. But I do love Inuyasha and Kagome. I love Inuyasha. It's a top 5 anime for me. I absolutely love it. Any movies or shows that are guilty pleasures? High School Musical. All 3. Absolutely adore them. Love them to death. I know all of the songs. Used to know some of the dances. Don't so much anymore. Guilty pleasure series? I don't know. I don't know if I have a series I would call a guilty pleasure. Like, I feel like you could say Power Rangers is that, but I legitimately like Power Rangers. Yeah, I don't know if I have a guilty pleasure show. But movies, definitely the High School Musical movies. Saw the third one 3 times in theaters. Got 3 seasons. It's not great. I never disliked so many main characters, and the premise is fun, and they kept me wanting to know things. It's moments like this where I'm like, who is sucking who off? What the fuck? Good God. Wait, it's got 3 seasons? Hold on, I'm confused now. There's no way. That just came out, right? Octavia's precious, agreed. Hair looked super clean and soft today, Omni. Thank you, KG. I don't think it was supposed to be a secret who Kamir was. It was only a bad reveal if the show was actually trying to hide, which I don't think they were from the jump. I think they made it pretty clear. That's fair enough, too. Need to work on his emotions clouding his judgment, and Soul needs to work on his emotions clouding his judgment because he dodged all of their questions and no one thought to remake where the man that works there is at that shop. His body deaf on the premises. Yeah, there was a lot of ways that scene, like, even when they were like, who's the he you were referring to? And then he dodges that question and they never come back to that question. You know, they were really terrible, but it was because his disguise was so good. And their, I don't know, dark side clouds judgment, you know. Whatever. The High Council, the Jedi Masters of the current era, like, sharing a drink with Palpatine couldn't figure out he was the bad guy the entire time, no matter how much he was mustache twirling in front of them. Would you rather be Thor or Superman? Superman. Angel Media. Be nice to have a thirsty bottom that isn't damaged for me as a spirit animal. First I thought Angel Dust, then episode 4 released. After that I thought Stolas, but no. Goddamn. One day, maybe. Maybe. DBZ, or DZBA Season 3 for me is the definitive version. Only watched the original once in German, so the DBZA voice for Cell is the only for him that I have in mind. That's kind of funny, man. Dude, the guy that did, I forget his name, the guy that did Vegeta in Dragon Ball Abridged, like, is like my go-to Vegeta voice in my brain these days. DC Sandman versus Marvel Sandman versus Rise of the Guardian Sandman. DC Sandman would destroy them all. Like, easy. Have you heard the Sandman recent news on who is going to be cast? And Brandon Gleeson, aka Joffrey. Isn't it Jack Gleeson? I thought his name was Jack Gleeson. There is a Brandon Gleeson. But anyway, Joffrey is going to be in Sandman Season 2. I did see that. Nothing can change what came before. Star Wars means different things for everybody. It does. Lancaster. What's up, man? How's it going? Fantastic shirt. Well, thank you. Just wanted like a clean, simple Kingdom Hearts design. I think I found this on Etsy, and I dig it. I dig it. Ever watched Beverly Hills Cop? No, I've never seen any of those movies. I definitely need to one of these days. But how'd you feel about the William treatment in the last season of X-Files? No. Nope. We're not going there. No. Stop it. Burn it. Kill it with fire. God, I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. Gone in that final episode, too. That final episode is just bullshit. God damn it. Oh, I like the James Gunn Superman suit. It kind of looks like the Jack Quaid and Christopher Reeve suit combined. Yeah, I can see that. It's renewed for 3 seasons. Oh, okay. So 3 Body got renewed for another 2 seasons. Fair enough. Gotta bounce. Love the stream. Have a good week. You as well. Yeah, I'm almost caught up. I just remembered your Serpentious impression a few weeks ago. That was pretty decent. I don't think I ever really did it, if I remember right. Bye, everyone. Have a great rest of your weekend. By Omni, True Rise. Does he always say, hey, bitch, the best line? Gotta be honest, the only live-action DCU suit I've been disappointed in so far was the Flash outfit from Justice League. I'm pretty easy to please, though. That's fair. Gotta go prep some stuff. Take care, Omni. I'll message you later about something I'll be doing in case you want to be part of it. Sure, man. Let me know. Let me know. You're so handsome and hot. Adore you. Your comments are the best. Love your reviews on Severance and X-Men. Love from... that did not come through. I don't know what that says. But thank you so much. Gravita? Can I talk? That's not a V. Why can't I read? Grazita Mueller. Better? I think I did that better. Damn. Do you think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was underrated back in its time? I mean, I don't know about back in its time. I can tell you, like, after the fact, after its time, definitely underrated. Like, it's super good. Like, people like, I don't know. I see a lot of people talking about how it wasn't as good as people might think. And I'm like, I'm looking back, I'm coming in, it's fresh right now, and I'm like, oh, this is really fucking good. I don't know if it falls off, but right now it's really good. It's impressively good. I like to block it from my memory too. I'm sure you also will love Demon Slayer, hoping for a reaction series. By the way, when will you check out Godzilla -1? I saw it in theaters, so I have a review up. So I'm not going to be reacting to it because, well, I've already seen it. There was no way I wasn't going to see that in theaters. As a Godzilla fiend. Yeah, I finally did see it. Please watch Secession. One of these days, quite possibly, I may check it out. It's on our poll for our TV shows, for future potentials, but right now that, it's going to have to win a poll. And it won't. Another poll won't be going up until we finish The Bear, and then it'll be whatever wins next. Not sure what Chris Carter was thinking. Me either, man. I had dinner with him, and I didn't want to be rude and press that, so I definitely did not poke the bear there. But I'm looking forward to Claudia Gray's book that comes out this month that is supposed to explore that even further. So we'll see what her thought on it is, because it's post season 11. Does anyone watch Go-Go Loser Rangers? Never heard of that one. Quick, ask some questions with long answers or he's gone. I meant Jack Gleason, and did you see the teaser for Severance? I'm not going to be watching any trailers or any teasers for Severance. Just that we're getting news makes me happy to know it's probably not going to be that far before we finally get the second season. Because I want to go in with as little of anything like I did with season 1. Because I want to know nothing. I don't even want to be able to speculate. So we'll see. I was watching S.H.I.E.L.D. back in its time, and nobody was really talking about it. So I guess it was underrated. That's kind of surprising to me. It was supposed to be love from Switzerland and Brazil. Well, hell yeah. One of these days, might be able to make it to either of those. But thank you so much. He's getting close to the chat. Yes, as an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fan, Blind Wave was basically the only place to see people hyped about it back then. Really? Damn. And no clue about that. She was a decent author, too. Yeah, her Star Wars books get a lot of praise. I've not read a lot of them, but I've read some. But like, yeah, she when I found out she's going to be tackling Scully, the X-Files, and the pregnancy in a world post season 11, definitely my ears perked up. So I'm hoping that it helps. Got my dad into it as well. He loved Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Hell yeah. WWE match between Obby's fave picks of either Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Daredevil for the best Marvel series show belt. I mean, that's still Daredevil for me. There's not a fight to be had there. It's still Daredevil. The one character named MM is one of the other boys in the members not to interact with Homelander. That is also very true. And that would be nice. All right, guys. We've caught up with the chat. We're a little bit over today. But I'm always happy to spend time with everybody. I don't have anything to go rush off immediately to do anyway. So thanks, guys, for hanging out. I hope everybody has a great, safe rest of your weekend and a safe week. And I will see you guys next Saturday. Take care, everybody.